Sunana Aisha Sale, in our district. My mommy was not feeling fine, so we don't know what happened to her. We don't know the cause of the sickness. So when she died, I had to come to stay with my grandma. Yes, me and my brother. I was so sad then, because life without your mother is somehow. So living with my grandma was hard for me at the first time. I was thinking maybe my grandma will not be able to cater for my schooling because I was not in school at that time. I was invited to attend the Child Rights Convention anniversary at Switzerland. So when we went to the immigration office at Ikoyi to get the passport, they were asking for papers. So we were going and coming back to Okpebi here. And because of that, I was missing school. Even after we gave them the invitation letter from Switzerland, they still did not believe us. So the passports came late. So when we went to the embassy of Switzerland, they said they could not get the visa done because it was too late.
She was denied this opportunity because she's poor. She went with her father, who is obviously poor, so they say no, this is a trafficking case. This poor child could not have been a guest of the United Nations or been in a position to represent Nigeria. That was how she lost that golden opportunity.
I want to be a lawyer. I want to fight cases. I want to help young girls like me who live in slum areas like this when I grow up. One day, a friend of mine did not have money to buy pad in school and we're having exams. So since she did not have money to buy pad, she was stained. Because of the lack of money, some girls might want to go and meet men for money, or some might just get into sex with men just to get the money, and it might lead to disease. Also, some girls normally drop from school. So government should distribute free sanitary pads to girls in school. And Nigeria has one of the highest number of out-of-school girls. I know how it feels to be in an area like this.
I happened to grow up in a sort of an urban ghetto. It may not be as bad as the situations we have in Lagos, but I grew up in a place where I didn't have much opportunities, where life was very fast and rough. But what made a difference in my life was the fact that I opted for education. Lagos has over 100 slum communities. And I see that so many children do not even have the opportunities that I've had, namely an averagely good education and the opportunity of mentorship, which has really shaped my life. And so I decided to be a positive external influence in those communities. And so we discovered Aisha at our very first entrance into Monkey Village with the summer school. So she was one of the 6 young people that we got enrolled on our scholarship. We discovered that she's not just an ordinary child, that we had at hand a genius, one who from the age of 12, 13 could speak 5 languages, and most of them very fluently. And as at the last academic session, she's never taken second in her class, but she's continued to champion for children's rights, for girls' rights, for menstrual hygiene management, especially the need for government to be involved in free distribution of sanitary products for girls like her from impoverished background, where opportunities are rare and where there's need for direct intervention if their dreams, especially their educational dreams, must be sustained. Working in the slum communities opened my eyes to the very ugly reality that girls are even at a greater disadvantage. Everyone is grappling with poverty, with government negligence, with the fact that the rest of the society has either forgotten about them or criminalized them. But then girls stand a very big disadvantage. You see a high percentage of teenage pregnancy in the slum communities, because these girls grow up with a lot of needs for money, for personal hygiene, including menstrual hygiene management. They need to be in school, to stay in school, and many of them don't have those opportunities, and so they grow up very, very vulnerable. The need for menstrual hygiene management is a major issue. But incidentally, because our society is one that doesn't talk about menstruation because of the cultural taboo attached to it, it's not an issue that have really been in the front burner, and it's something that we really have to put in the front burner and allow it to be there until something is done, because we're having a large percentage of girls dropping out of school.
And when we look at the economic loss of that to nation building, which every individual, male or female, contributes to, then we begin to understand the magnitude of the problem. Because when you start calculating it in dollars or in naira, you begin to have an access to understand the lifetime loss is close to 110 million naira. We're talking about over $300,000 in a lifetime access of what is lost per person.
Girls in local communities miss school whenever they are menstruating. And imagine if they take 4 to 5 days, menstruating. So this was what led us to the production of reusable sanitary pad. So our strategy is to train girls, on how to use fabrics to produce sanitary pads, that they are able to reuse, with proper teaching on the hygiene part. As a matter of fact, we spend so much time teaching them on menstrual hygiene. We are grateful to NGOs like CEE-HOPE that came on board to partner with us to train some girls in some of the rural communities in Makoko, Monkey Village.
Access to menstrual hygiene product is not only urgent, but it is paramount to ensure the quality of life of women and girls all over the world, especially those coming from impoverished communities and disadvantaged backgrounds. A lot of the time, women from such backgrounds have very little to no access to sanitary products, and this is usually due to the poverty crisis faced in disadvantaged communities.
A UNICEF report actually shows that 1 in 10 of every African female, of school-age African female, will miss out on school 20% of the year because they don't have access to the right menstrual hygiene products and because they are scared of being bullied or teased at school. This is not right.
It can be a great obstacle to girls' education. And during the period, the 4 or 5 days of menstruation, she will not go to school because she will wet herself. So for those 4 days, the lessons that are taught those periods, she will not be part of it. And the teacher will not go back for her sake alone.
We can see an obvious link between poverty, education and opportunity, and I really urge the Nigerian government to really, roll out a program to at least keep girls in school. And I think the best way to do this is by rolling out an initiative to provide free sanitary items within schools and to those students as needed.
Particularly for girls who are impacted by period poverty. The Scottish Government's implementation of this law has shown that it is possible. And I want to join my voice with the voices of the NGOs, advocacy groups, the media, and individuals who are pushing the government and saying that it is time for action.
Me, I like my children to go to school. Make I see government make you go help, very help. Make I need my children make you move for school. I need them very, I need my children go to school. If you go to school, your head go open.